Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's been a while since I recorded a video like this. It's been a very long time, and I'm trying to do this video for a while now because I thought it's very important to put it out there for farmers, vegetable farmers. To also know this part of the story, and also from my experience you can also know that something like this can happen in your farm. So I made a video a while ago about my tomato farm, not the one I'm doing currently, the old batch that we have finished harvesting. We've closed that batch a long time ago, but I wanted to do this video to talk about something that happened in that project. If you are a follower of this channel, you know when I did a video about how we are able to make over 10.5 million in revenue selling our tomato. So in this particular video, I'm talking about the losses we incurred in that same project. In that same project that we made over 10.5 million total revenue, we had also some losses in that particular project. And in this video, I would discuss what happened in that project. And in as much as we made a huge revenue, there were still downside that affected the business that would have made more money, more than what we realized. Okay, so in that particular project we ended up losing about 4.5 million. It took me time to calculate to see what is the difference from what we are expecting to what we got, and what happened or what cost those losses. And we are able to see these are some of the reasons that affected our production and also reduced our revenue. We made profit, truth, we made profit, but it would have been more. So we lost over 4.5 million in that same project because of some things that we are not put in place, and some things that we took as an oversight that we would not attend to. So in that particular project, our estimated number of baskets from that particular tomato production was at 500 baskets. At the end of the production, we were expecting to hit 500 baskets of harvest, and we will sell all of them in that production batch. That was the plan. That was the estimated harvest that we are looking at. At the end of the day, we ended up harvesting about 346 baskets. At the end of the day, ended up harvesting about 346 baskets of good tomato, the one that we sold as good tomatoes, and we had over 80 baskets that were sold as broken, or you call it damaged tomatoes. Of course, you know that the price of damaged tomato is way less, way less than what you sell the good tomatoes. It's just like we call it asha in this part of the world. So broken tomatoes or damaged tomatoes, the prices are like nothing to write home about. So it's just as loss as well. So we had over 80 baskets that were harvested but were sold as broken or as damaged. So the price were very less. And we still have over 40 baskets that we are not harvested at all, summing it up to 130 baskets that were lost in that production. Over 130 baskets were as loss in production, because the only one we sold as good tomatoes were 326. So the remaining one out of the estimated 500, we did not see them. We sold 80 as broken. The remaining ones we did not harvest from the farm. Now our estimation was 500 baskets, and I'm sure at the end of the harvest, it is estimation, I'm sure we can hit 470, 480 or 460, but we did not even cross at all, summing it up to losing 130 130 baskets. But what happened? What caused this loss? How did we get to that point that we have to lose over 130 baskets? What happened? And this is why I'm making this video, so that you know what to do or how to manage your farm to be able to control or avoid this from happening in your farm. So I always do videos, and I posted a video when I was treating my farm, and someone commented in that video and said, why is it that you don't stake your tomatoes, like trellising, using rope to hold them? Why is it that you don't stake your tomatoes and yet they produce so well? And that's for a fact. I don't stake my tomatoes. At that time, I did not stake that tomato that time. It was not trellised. There was nothing like staking. It was just on the ground. We treated them well. We fed them well, and they produce. That's the truth. They will always produce because we give them what we're supposed to give. So they produce. So that comment made me feel, okay, yes. And I responded to that comment. I said, I don't stake, but they produce because I treat them and I also feed them well. But you cannot control the amount of bacteria or fungal infestation that will affect your tomatoes or your crops when they are on the ground. When the leaves or the fruits are touching the ground, it affects especially tomatoes. It affects them so badly. So when we got to a stage that they started flowering and they are fruiting, at that point, when I started seeing their fruit on the ground, at that point there is barely nothing I can do because they are flowering and they are fruiting. If you try to want to start to stake them at that time, you end up either breaking the branches, or you fall the fruits, or even fall the flowers. So I have to just leave them like that. So that particular project, we did not stake. There was nothing like staking or trellising. They were just on the ground. And the more they grow, the more they have fruits, the more they have weight, and the roots cannot carry the weight anymore, and they begin to bend, they begin to fall, and they now remain on the ground. So before the time of harvest, a lot of them have started spoiling due to the rate of rain. When rain is falling, it's on the ground and it's open field. So it's raining, rain is hitting them, and they are touching the soil. When there is sun, is still everything in that same place. So the amount of rain, and because fungi thrive in a moist environment, so the tomatoes are always on the ground. So it was easy for fungal infestation to spread across the farm. So a lot of our tomatoes were not harvested because they were touching the ground and they had fungal infestation and they got bad in the farm. Some of them we harvested as broken or as damaged that we sold. Those were the 80 baskets that we sold as damaged. But the rest of them that we were not able to harvest at all, that were in the farm, that got bad due to the spread of fungal infestation, those ones were not even harvested at all because they got bad inside the farm. So one of the major factors that caused that loss, that huge loss, is the fact that we ignored staking. We ignored the importance of trellising our tomatoes to make them stand and not touch the ground. We ignored the fact that we had to protect our fruits and don't allow them to touch the ground. We did not even look at that part. We were focused on feeding, treatment, and making sure that they have enough. That we control pests, we control fungi. We had a very balanced feeding or maintenance level. But the fact that they are on the ground, there is barely nothing you can do when they are fruiting because you cannot tie them anymore. So that affected the rate of our harvest, what we are expecting. Although, take nothing from it, we were able to harvest a lot of tomatoes, and we're able to also lose a lot of tomatoes. If I should sum up the amount in figure of how much we lost in that farm, was over 4.5 million as loss. Because if you calculate 130 baskets, as at that time we sold tomato, we were selling basket for around 35,000. So if you press your calculator, you will see that 130 basket by 35 is over 4.5 million as loss because of a simple oversight of not trellising our tomatoes. So why am I making this video? If you're a farmer, you are producing vegetables, you are producing tomato, pepper, cucumber, whatever it is, that should not touch the ground. Their fruits especially should not touch the ground. Do try as much as you can to make sure you trellis. Trellising is simple, but it is very important for your product, for your farm, maybe your tomatoes or even your pepper. It is very important. That singular act of ignoring the importance of staking, that simple act of ignoring the part that we don't have the time to start staking, it will cost us much to start getting bamboo, to start getting ropes, and start paying labor to trellis and to hold the tomatoes. It will cost us much. Let us just maintain the cost and then do the work like that and focus on only feeding. They will still do well. Truth is the fact that they did so well because our feeding program were top notch. They did so well, but the moment fungal infestation started to spread in the farm, you can barely control it. You spend a lot of money trying to control fungi, trying to use fungicide to treat them or to control fungal infestation. You always treat and treat and treat, but the fact that they are on the ground, they can easily be affected by fungal again, even after treatment. So you spend more money now doing treatment when you should have just trellised and they will be safe. So we calculated the fact that, okay, we are spending more money to get bamboo, pay for labor, get ropes. We will spend a lot of money to do those trellising. Guess what? The amount we lost from that particular batch, what would have used to get let's say bamboo and also get ropes and also pay labor, will not be up to 500,000. Imagine, but we lost over 4.5. So most times, that's why in my experience over the years, most times it is important, not even most times, all the time, when it comes to farming, it is important you pay attention to those little details. What you have to do, no matter the cost, there are some things you cannot navigate through. Let us navigate and see if we can reduce the cost so that we can make more profit. There are things you cannot navigate through. There are things that it is certain, it is a must that you will do this. If not, the consequences are very severe. The consequences, you will pay for it times 3 or 5 folds what you should have spent to just control it. And that was exactly what happened to us in that batch. Just an oversight of saying we should not release, we can save that cost, save that 500,000. That's a lot of money. Save that 500,000 or 700,000 that you used to start taking and calling labor and buying bamboo. Save that money. It will add to your profit. At the end of the day, we lost over 4.5 million because we want to save 500,000. So if you are a farmer, anything you need to do, this is from experience. You know, if you check the last time I did that video, it's I think over a month or 2 months now that I did the video of our total revenue of over 10 point something million from one patch of tomato. It's a long time. It took me time to calm down, relax, and now say, okay, let me talk about this thing because it will help a lot of people. I'm saying it now, I'm not feeling so bad because I've been able to put myself together and say, okay, let's move on. It's an experience. We did not lose money, but we lost something that would have been more profitable to us. So I'm saying it now freely because I've been able to nurse that loss and I've moved from it. So for you to say, I want to, let me save this small money instead of paying for labor or doing this thing, let me save it to add to my profit, you end up losing what you did not expect. The consequences are very severe. The consequences are very severe. And that is why I cannot repeat that same mistake again. And hence the reason why I'm making this video. If you are a follower of this channel and you're subscribed to this channel and you are watching all my videos, there is something you will understand. For every experience I see in my farm, I always talk about it. I've learned from it. I won't repeat that mistake again, but I want also my viewers, my subscribers, and anybody that comes across my video to also see that this can happen in your farm. If you don't do ABC, something like this can be the consequences. That is why I'm doing this video. So, one, is trellising important? Because I'm trying to look at the comment of somebody when I put a video about my farm treatment and it was not trellised, it was just on the ground and they were doing so well, and the person was marveled and said, why is it that you not trellis and yet they are producing so well? Number one, if you feed your plants well and you have a very good maintenance culture, your plants will do well. But if you fail to maintain, to do what is important, no matter how much you treat them, no matter how much you feed, they will produce, but you end up losing them because you have no control at that age. When they are on the ground, when they're touching the soil, when rain is falling, the place is moist, you have no control anymore. You just hope for anything that comes out. But you can do better by starting early to avert what will happen in the near future. So the essence of this video is, number one, is it important to trellis your tomato or to stake your plants? My answer is straight from experience now, because I have lost so much and I will not repeat the same mistake again. It is very important, especially when it comes to tomato. Pepper sometimes grow deep roots inside the soil, and most times they don't even fall. Even when they have a lot of fruit, most times the pepper doesn't fall. They have this strong stamina, only, except when there is a strong wind that can push them down. So they have this strong root system that holds them very well, firm in the ground. But to avoid maybe that same wind to push them down or break the branches, you trellis as well. You tie them, you stake. But especially your tomatoes, the weight of the fruit will always pull the stem to one corner. They will always find a way to get balance, to be able to carry the number of fruits that they have. So it is very important to stake your tomatoes. It is very important to stake your tomatoes. Now, what does staking do for you? Staking is not just to trellis or to use rope to hold your tomatoes so that they can stand. What does it do? Number one, it reduces the amount of treatments you give to your plants. It reduces the amount of fungicide you spray in your farm, because you have solved 30 to 40% of your problem when the leaves of your plant are not touching the soil directly, don't have contact with the soil directly. You've solved the problem about 40 to 50%. 30 to 40%, because their leaves or the fruit are not touching the soil. So you've solved the problem. So it is difficult to have fungal infestation. Then when you now have backup with your treatments. So what trellising does for you is it helps you to control, it helps to minimize the rate of spread of fungal infestation. So it reduces the amount of treatments, how much you will spend for treatments. Number two, it helps you get quality fruits. Quality fruits, because you don't have fruits that are eaten up by uh, by pests or any because they are staked above the ground. Number three, it reduces your loss, which is the most important. It reduces your loss of your fruit, which means for every fruit that one tomato tree produce, all of them will be intact unless you allow your farm to be affected by maybe caterpillars that will bore holes or in your fruits. But apart from that, all the fruits that each tomato stem produce, so long as they are staked, all the fruits they produce will still be intact. That means you are harvesting almost 90% of the fruit produced from your farm. That is what staking will do for you. So it is very important. It is very important to trellis. So if you have in mind that you want to start a tomato farm, you are nursing your tomato already, and you are planning to transplant, please put in your budget that you are getting bamboo, that you are getting trellising rope, or maybe sack rope, or twine rope, or fishing rope. Just get a rope. Just get a rope. Put it in your budget that I am getting bamboo, or even if it's not bamboo, you have trees that you can use, you can peck and tie them. You have rope, put it in your budget that I'm buying rope, I'm buying bamboo, or I'm getting trees, some wood to stand and trellis or stake my tomatoes. Do not ignore it. Do not ignore it. From experience, I've learned the hard way. So do not ignore these simple things that you can do in your farm, so that you can be able to squeeze everything that comes out from your production. Now, in subsequent video, I'll still talk about farm maintenance, complete farm maintenance, what you need to do in your farm, your weeding, your treatment, your maybe I will just talk about touch trellising that I've done in this video already, and how important it is to maintain your farm. Maybe in subsequent video I will talk about that. So but in this video I just want to hammer on one of the major reasons why we experience this huge loss in our production. 130 basket is some people's whole production in a batch, but that was like a loss that we did not see. 130 basket is somebody's production in one batch that somebody made estimation and produced and say what I'm harvesting in this batch is 130 baskets from their farm. But that was what we had to lose because we failed to do what we had to do. So it is important to pay attention to these little details. And if you are planning to start a farm, especially tomato, cucumber, you must trellis. Pepper, you have to as well, to avoid maybe wind pushing them down. So it is important to pay attention to your plants and know what they need and give them what they need. And when you do that, you expect nothing but the best results from your farm. I hope you got value watching this video. If you did so, make sure you like this video, share this video so that other people can watch and also learn from my experience, and do well to subscribe if you've not. See you guys in our next video. Bye for now.